Hello. I thought I wouldn't yell like I did last time to wake everybody up. I was gentle. Enough of that nonsense. Here we are to celebrate. It is Sunday, July the 18th, and we are here to learn, to grow, to express, and to listen to the mountain man today. And he's already saying we, so I don't know. So, would you like to join with me in reading our opening affirmation? It is on your purple sheet. Today, I am confident, expecting and accepting only good. Every door is open to me. Health, prosperity, wisdom, and joy are my divine inheritance. I'm ready to accept that inheritance, to enter into my joy and sit down on my throne. The kingdom of heaven is here and now, and so it is. And the kingdom of heaven is here and now because you are here joining us. I want to welcome you to the Red Deer Center for Spiritual Living. Here you are, in person, or you're watching us. Isn't it amazing that you can watch us over and over again if you like? Just saying. Anyway, thank you to everyone who participated in the bingo on Wednesday, and thank you to everyone who participated in our casino yesterday and Friday. I would like those who participated to stand and be recognized, all of you. And I get your butt off the chair and get up there. Okay. That's something I've always wanted to. Yeah. Anyway, welcome and thank you. It really does help us and it makes us a community, and we are a community church. And also, Reverend Judy is teaching every Wednesday, 7:15 in the evening, the Summer Mastermind Clinic. You bring yourself a notepad, pen, and a willingness to grow your own good. And the cost is your time, and you may make a donation if you wish, but the commitment is one session to some or to all. Is there anything else, Reverend Judy, you'd like to add? Great, great. Oh, she says they're great, so I'll take your word for it. That's great to know. And now, for our children, our Growing Spirit Circle, our word for today is purposefulness. So, being purposeful begins with a vision of what you want to do. Before you start something, ask yourself, what do I really want to accomplish? This is your vision and your goal. Then ask yourself, what makes this important to me? The answer to this is your purpose. Now you are ready to act. Keep on doing the things that fit your purpose. And our affirmation is, with God, I can accomplish great things. Would you like to repeat with me? With God, I can accomplish great things. And now for the big moment of the mountain man. Reverend Douglas Craig. He's going to talk about free your mind and the rest will follow. And I will go and make sure you connected.
I'm connected.
Oh, hey, Mr. Connected, Reverend Doug Craig.
Thank you, Therese. Good morning, everyone. Well, I'm a little loud this morning. Could you turn me down a bit, Russ? Thank you. Huh? Did you say that's impossible? That's what I heard. Yeah, it is actually. Well, I did move things to a different level because I know I'm loud, but I went and got a new tool just in case I need it in the wilderness. To add to my repertoire, and that's called bear bangers. Have anybody ever heard of bear bangers? They're a pen with a thing, and I just had an experience Second last time I was out to have bear bangers go off a couple of times because of obviously there was a bear there and it wasn't me, but kind of an interesting thing. Okay, well, my. July's theme is pulled by vision. So before I get into doing this, let's just take an opportunity to do a little opening meditation. So just join with me and let's go within to that secret place of the Most High. And in the calm, the peace, the stillness and quiet, know that all is God. And by that declaration, that means each one of us, individually and collectively, all share this one common life, this one common power, expressing through us, by means of us, in our own unique, special way. And so as we go within to that quiet place, let us just free our mind and allow ourselves unconditionally to be able to visualize and see some of the ideas that we would like to experience in life. Some of the things we'd like to be, do, or have that are very powerful within us and are calling to us. So let's just take a moment to go within and visualize that or these. And so let's just bring ourselves back to conscious awareness, knowing that the seeds have been sown of our deepest desires, of what we would like to do, have, or experience, or be, and to know that how it takes place and how it happens and is none of our doing or concern. It's just the willingness and the intention to be ready, willing, available, and to do what we need to do that we know we need to do to move us forward to experience this vision and this idea. Knowing that with God, with truth, with principle, all things are possible to the one that believes. So I know for myself, as I know for each and every one, that there is a strong personal belief in what it is that we desire to do, experience, or have, and that is now accepted as ours. We give thanks and we know it to be so, and so it is. Okay, so again, we're talking about being pulled by a vision. And a lot of people say, well, I don't have a vision. Okay, and you know, I think we need to be a little bit more clearer about what that means and how it applies to us individually. A lot of times when we're younger, we have these grandiose ideas of the future. As we move on, the future's a little bit shorter, but we still have some ideas. And it's not anything that has to be a big deal. It's just those things that we would like to experience more of, or those things that we're already doing that we'd like to enhance. So, for example, one of my things in there was being better at being a mountain man and being better at being a Santa and being better at being a speaker and a teacher and being better at being a traveler and doing more of all of that. And also open and receptive to a couple of maybe new things that I'd like to give a go before I check out. But it's always about expanding, and it could be just what we're doing. I'm actually quite content and happy doing what I'm doing. I get more out of it this year than I ever has, and I think that's what we need to do. So the first idea I'd like to share with you here today is that, the change is always going to happen. Like, a lot of people try to fight or resist change. But change is going to happen, and change is going to be brought to us one of two ways. We're going to be pushed into change by pain or pulled by possibilities. Unfortunately, a lot of us learn by being pushed with pain, but it doesn't have to just be that way. I think anybody not had the experience of being pushed to change by pain? No, I think, and we could actually cut that back a bit now in our life and be pulled by possibilities. The possibilities are endless about what we could do or experience or have. And simply, if we're going to achieve that or experience that, we've got to work with change. Ernest Holmes, in this thing called You, said, "Your soul belongs to the universe, and your mind is an outlet through which the creative intelligence of the universe seeks fulfillment." And that's going to constantly happen. And so that creative urge that we have to experience different facets of life is in us. And it has that desire to express. I'm really excited about this lifting of the travel restrictions and stuff like that to get a few little more experiences in. So I went ahead and booked Anna into Nova Scotia for 2 weeks and into Quebec for 2 weeks, and then we're going to go for a week to the Dominican Republic, and I'm going to be doing some more stuff and booking some trips while she's gone, because I just feel the need to do that. And I've been saving all those air miles too, all that time we couldn't go anywhere. So, and there's always possibilities of doing or experiencing whatever it is, if it's important to you, and you're willing to change. And what do you mean you're willing to change? Well, we've got to change into the person that has the consciousness to be able to either have these experiences or to greatly enhance the experiences that we're having. Dennis Merritt Jones, in The Art of Uncertainty, said, "It is a universal imperative that all living things must grow, and if they don't, they die. There's no middle ground." So I always tell people that the only thing that I've ever noticed in the universe, right from the rocks to the animals to people, the only living thing or inanimate thing that resists change is us. Because we like to maintain the status quo. And that is where one of the deep fallacies is in our human experience. All you got to do is look at nature. Hey, if you're green, you're growing. If you're ripe, you rot. So stay green. Keep growing. Ernest Holmes, in The Science of Mind, said, "Nature will not let us stay in any one place too long. She will let us stay just long enough to gather the experience necessary to the unfoldment and advancement of the soul. This is a wise provision, for should we stay there too long, we would become too set, too rigid, too inflexible. Nature demands change in order that we may advance." And again, Doesn't matter whether you like it or not, or what you think about it or not, there is two ways that change is going to happen for you. You're either going to be pushed by pain, and that could be discomfort or being in a rut. It could be a lot of different things. Dissatisfaction. So you're either going to be pushed by that, or you're going to be pulled by possibilities. Next idea. Free my mind from what? It says free your mind and the rest will follow. Let's back up a bit. Leave the free your mind for a minute. The rest will follow no matter what you do. If you do nothing, it's going to follow. If you do something, it's going to follow, because something is going to follow us later in the day. Okay? So, free your mind. If we begin to free our mind of things that are no longer there to serve us or don't serve us, then what will follow is a whole lot more positive and progressive and rewarding experiences. So, what do we need to free our mind from? Are you ready? We're going to do this, and you can tell me how many of these you don't already know you need to be doing. First one, free your mind from worry. Anybody do any worrying? Worrying is really a sign that you don't have faith, that you don't have conviction, and you don't really believe in what you're saying or what you're doing. I know that sounds rather harsh, doesn't it? But worrying is a harsh thing if one progressively does that, because we're continually focused in on negative outcomes. I remember somebody said to me, well, I worry about everything and I expect the worst. That way, if it happens, I'm ready for it, and if it doesn't, I'm not disappointed. And I go, well, yeah, you can do it that way if you want, but I'd rather work with possibilities. Okay? I remember my mom, love my mom, beautiful soul, but she was a chronic worrier. She believed that, like a lot of women of her age and time, and some of you ladies too, that you were not a good mother unless you worried about your children. Anybody ever, yeah. Oh, wow, what a thing to give somebody. What a load of, well, you could fill in the blanks on that one. I'm not going to get into that. Doubt. You know, doubt kills more opportunities than anything else. How many good ideas did you have that you doubt if you could work it, or you doubt if it would work, and somebody else does it, and you said, well, I should have done that. The little things and big things, yeah. Doubt is another one of those things. There's no room for it in our mind. And fear. Well, yeah, but you gotta, fear's there. Yeah, right. It's a natural part of life. People said to me when I go in the mountains, I go by myself, said, aren't you afraid? I say, of course I am. If you don't have fear, you've got a problem, because that's not normal. However, it's what are you going to do with it? Are you going to entertain it? You're going to let it grow? No. You allow it to be and allow it to go. That's it. You don't have to entertain it. It's there for a reason. It's to prevent people from doing stupid things. And obviously, that doesn't work a lot of the times, because people do stupid things anyhow, right? Okay? But that's what it's there for. It's a part of the human experience. But and that is going to negate this, but to entertain it destroys whatever it is we're trying to build. Any kind of negativity, and one of my favorites is called self-debasing. And it's always nice when you use a word like self-debasing, because that kind of lets you off the hook. Well, let's look at that a little bit deeper. What is debasing? It is, and this is the dictionary definition, the act or process of lowering oneself in status, esteem, quality, or character. Whoo! So, that's got to go, folks. All of that's got to go. Because the more time we spend with all of that, the less time we spend on what it is that we desire to experience in life and where we're going with it. I always tell people, if you heard me say it before, stand in the eye of the storm. And to remember, not all storms come to disrupt your life, some to come to clear your path. So don't put a judgment on the storm when it comes till you see what it's there for. Okay? The eye of the storm is I am calm, I am centered, I am peaceful, I am poised at all times and in all situations. And it works. Saved my bacon dozens of times. Keeps me in that place. And in the eye of the storm, in that place, all of those other things are free from my mind. So that gives me the opportunity to walk with the faith of God. Not the faith in God, but the faith of God. So free your mind from all of that negativity and stand in the eye of the storm. And the next idea, oh, you're going to like this one. This one is, what do I see when I look in the mirror? What do I see when I look in the mirror? Patricia Diane Carter-Robles, in Raising Consciousness, the shift from separateness to oneness, that's almost a quote in its own, said, trying to change physical conditions without changing my consciousness is like trying to change the reflection in the mirror without changing the object causing the reflection. I like that. Okay, let's go listen to that again. Trying to change physical conditions without changing my consciousness is like trying to change the reflection in a mirror without changing the object of object causing the reflection. Yeah. And you see, there's part of the issue that happens with everybody. That's why when I use my qualifying affirmation, anybody I work with has to use this affirmation. I love and approve of myself, from Louise Hay. Add to it this, exactly as I am. Because once we can get to exactly where we are and accept ourselves there, then we have the ability to change. And so Ernest Holmes, in The Science of Mind, said the recognition of the presence of God or good automatically wipes out any picture of undesirable conditions, for the Spirit of God is the law of elimination and obliteration to everything unlike itself. And so to get things really moving in this idea of change and moving forward, we know a lot about that, but let's talk about one of the key elements here that's going to really get you going, and things are going to really happen. And you don't have to worry about what's going to fill the void. It's called release and let go. Physical, mental, emotional, anything in your life, physical, mental, or emotional. Release and let go. I'll give you a challenge to try this one. Eliminate toxic people from your lives, no matter whether they're friends or family. Okay? When you eliminate or let go or release, that creates a void. And that gives you an opportunity to do one of two things. You can fill the void with one of your possibilities that you're being drawn to. Or you could be so bold is to allow the universe to fill the void. And I'll tell you, if you do that, you're going to know exactly where you are in your life. Because whatever it fills the void with is going to be a direct reflection of one's consciousness. And I just had probably the best demonstration of this concept that I've ever had in my entire life. And the reason I'm going to say it's the best is because everything that has come to fill the void for me has been all stuff I'm good at doing and everything that I like to do, and gives me an opportunity of experiencing the things I like to do better, and outlets to be of service in ways I never dreamed of before, never even considered. And that's when, a year ago April, I released my career at SAIT after a basically total of 32 years. And I decided that rather than filling the void, I was going to allow my consciousness to fill it. And it has been wonderful. And the most wonderful part about it is not only the things it's filled it with and to utilize my talents and my abilities, but the most wonderful thing for me is that if that's a reflection of my consciousness, I am very happy and pleased with the work I've done over the years. Does that mean I've arrived? Yeah, right. It's just the next step. If this is possible, what else is possible? What else can I draw to me to do? And I'm saying not just me, but that's the question. What else can I draw to me that I can do, experience, and have? And I'm willing to bet you $1 to a donut that I could come up with 1,000,000 different things and not be right on any of it. Because it doesn't matter. What's drawn to me as possibilities can only be a reflection of my consciousness, and it can only be good. Even if you take a crap kicking along the way, it's good. Does anybody take a crap kicking and learn your lesson from it? You don't want to be a repeat offender? No. Okay? So it's all good. And that's the thing that we want to know about. And the last idea I want to leave you with quickly is about dancing with your demons. And that's fear, eh? And I come across a little thing. Fear is the little dark room where your negatives are developed. The little dark room where your negatives are developed. And so we want to watch that we learn how to manage fear. And, you know, this was just a little point. I've done a lot on this, but this is one idea that was a little bit different. Rather than running away from your fear, what you need to do is you need to learn from it. Krishnamurti said, what is needed rather than running away or controlling or suppressing or any other resistance is understanding fear. That means watch it, learn about it, come into contact with it. We are to learn about fear, not how to escape from it. And then if we learn about fear, then it's not a relative issue for us on that level. And so with that in mind, the true challenge for today is the willingness within each of us to be freeing of our mind so that whatever we plant in there can pull us to that experience. It can pull us to the people, the places, the things that we need to do or to have in order to fulfill whatever it is that we want to do. So one of the things I've got out there right now is I want to have a bit part in a major movie. Not for fame, not for money, just because I think I could do a really good job at it and I'd like to have a crack at it. So no matter what it is, hey, there's an opportunity, there's a place, and there's a place in a movie for every one of us. The only difference is we get to write the script. So I know for you, as I know for myself, that that is firmly etched inside of you, and there's a willingness to do what you need to do to become the person you need to become in order to enhance, improve, or to have the experiences that you desire to have. So I know it, I declare it, and I accept it to be so, and so it is. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Reverend
No.
Doug. You've done it again, and you've given us all something to think about. I want to tell you something that came up for me when you were talking about visioning or having a vision. And I had a vision of being here 7 years from now, or 7 years from the previous June, and we're celebrating the 40th anniversary of this center. That'll be in 19. That'll be in 2028. So I had a vision of that happening, and all of us being here. You join me in that vision? All right, I like it too. Well, me too. Well, I'll be 88, and you're just a young thing yet. All right. Well, with that, we go to the gratitude portion of our service, our prosperity celebration. And with that, I thought we were going to have a musician here. I thought we were going to have Jim Taylor with us today, but he's not. So we'll just read our prosperity affirmation. And then if you have an envelope, you can bring it and deposit it in the basket, or you can do that after we are closed. I am consciously aware of the abundance and the potential of the ever expanding universe. I accept my right to be here and to experience life in joyous and abundant ways. I make the choice to say yes to life and accept all it has to offer. I give freely and receive with gratitude, and so it is. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who is with us. We're gradually having our in the seats congregation back again, and it's wonderful. And I would invite you to stay for coffee and cookies and fellowship time. And let's go now to our closing affirmation. There is something within me that has the answer to every question, the wisdom and the strength to meet every challenge. As I learn to trust this inner power, I experience peace and harmony in all my affairs. Spirit is active in my life. I am truly blessed, and so it is. Just a moment for a closing affirmative prayer. In this moment, I celebrate the good of this day. In the next moment, I celebrate the good of this day. And so I go about my daily routine, remembering to celebrate not one moment, but every moment to the best of my ability, celebrating the food that I eat, the comfortable chair that I sit in, the entertainment that I partake in, the fellowship I enjoy. This day, I celebrate every moment, the good of the day, the good of this life, the good of the universe, the good that is God. With loving thanks, I release these words, knowing it is so, and so it is.